The manhunt continues for
Hi,
that
honey.
boy. The crazy
Hate
dog
to
killed
do this
many
over the phone,
past
but
causing a ruckus in the
I'm leaving
English
you.
countryside.
Yeah, I know we were supposed to get married and stuff, but every time things get difficult, I panic and run. I don't know, call it a character flaw. Aliens? I gotta go.
Get into your alien-proof bunkers as soon as possible.
But what if we don't have an alien-proof bunker?
Well, then I guess you're pretty much fucked.
The pantry! It has snacks! Hey everybody, welcome back to Ending Explained. This time I'll be looking at the 2016 sci-fi alien thriller 10 Cloverfield Lane, the not really sequel to Cloverfield. So of course, in order for me to be able to explain anything, there's going to be massive spoilers. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, make sure to watch it first. Or if you want the whole thing spoiled in just a couple minutes, then I guess keep watching. Alright, I'm not going to be going beat by beat through this movie, but mainly focusing on the characters and their journeys, especially the hard-to-trust Howard, played by John Goodman. A lot of the movie plays with the idea of whether he is being truthful or not, and the answer is somewhere in between. But his full story is hidden in the background and helps to explain his actions in the movie, and has bearing on the ending. So let's get to it. The movie starts with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who I call Mew, leaving her fiance and heading off on her own into the countryside. In fact, her fiance is played by Bradley Cooper, but we only hear him for a few seconds on a car phone.
It's not cool to get help. Walk by yourself, you little gargoyle.
I'm pretty sure that's from the wrong movie. This opening scene presents us with Mew's character Michelle's crux. She runs when things get difficult. This is actually really important for the whole movie, and her journey throughout the movie influences where she is and her final decision at the end. She stops to fuel at a gas station and is being watched by someone in a truck. Is that Goodman? Oh look, Slusho! That explains everything. This has to be directly connected to Cloverfield now. Not really, unless Star Trek is somehow also in the same universe.
Slusho, it's good.
The slush mix, thank you.
Wait, maybe it is. No, it's not. J.J. Abrams is just obsessed with that shit. Michelle is knocked off the road by a mysterious car and wakes up with her leg chained to a bed in her underwear in John Goodman's underground bunker, which, you know, I don't think anyone wants to wake up to that. Howard does seem on the level, not wanting to kill her and bringing her food. But it also doesn't seem like he's going to let her leave. Already he's playing protector and captor at the same time. He also says there's been an attack of some kind and that he saved her life. But of course, he was the one watching her in the truck and the one that caused Michelle's accident, bringing her here in the first place. But at this point, she doesn't know that. So the majority of the movie is in Howard's bunker with the two of them plus Hattie Von Beardy over here, I mean Emmett, all trying to make the best of the situation. Howard says they can't go outside due to contaminated air caused by the attack. Things become more tense over time as Michelle begins to distrust him, and she makes a break for it. Before she gets too far, a woman with burned skin named Leslie appears outside who has gone completely mental, and definitely seems to corroborate what Howard has been saying. At this point, a sort of shift in their dynamic occurs. Howard confesses to Michelle that he was the one who hit her car, but not confessing to watching her at the gas station. Going forward, they at least pretend to be civil and grow closer, forcefully bonding due to their tight quarters. This trust breaks down for Michelle when she is sent to reset the malfunctioning air filtration system, discovering a girl's earring and sees "help" scrawled onto a window. She shows the earring to Emmett, thinking that it belonged to Howard's daughter. But Emmett knows that it belongs to a different girl named Brittany that went missing 2 years ago. We see a picture of Howard with Brittany, wearing the same parachute that Howard gave to Michelle earlier that originally belonged to his daughter. Thanks to this information, we can fully explain Howard's motivations for bringing Michelle here in the first place. It's mentioned that Howard's wife and daughter left him several years ago, and Howard obviously never recovered. He spent his newfound bachelorhood building the bunker for the apocalypse he has been quite convinced is coming. Since then, he's selected girls, as seen when watching Michelle at the gas station, that are similar to his daughter and takes them captive in his bunker. While stuck down there, he forces a fatherly caretaker relationship with them, hoping to attempt to fill the hole left by losing his daughter, even going so far as to give them his daughter's old clothing. So he really is just trying to recreate what he lost and have a normal family, but is obviously going about it in a demented way. Michelle doesn't bring any of this up to Howard, and in secret she and Emmett begin to make a suit out of a shower curtain that can survive the bad air, and attempt to escape. A shower curtain. I'm sure that'll do it.
Let's do this. Oh, shit.
During a tense confrontation, Michelle is able to dump a barrel of the acid, injuring Howard. She grabs her suit and finally heads outside. So the ending isn't confusing. It's more about answering the main question the movie spends the most time developing. Is Howard telling the truth in relation to these alien attacks? And the interesting thing is, most of the time he is telling the truth, at least in relation to that. At first, Michelle steps outside and sees birds flying, so the air isn't fucked? Howard must have been lying. There's no aliens. Yeah, right, dude. She gets on a truck, taking a look around. Wait, what's that in the distance? A spaceship? Shit! At least they're pretty far away. Nearby explosions erupt in the bunker and a huge ball of flames goes into the air, attracting the alien ship. Aw, damn. Well, that was kind of your fault, Michelle. Just had to start that fire, huh? We see tentacle-like tendrils emerge from the ship, dropping something onto the ground. This is exactly what Howard refers to earlier. They are airborne patrols sent down to hunt remaining signs of life. Then they send out ground troops. Again, Howard knew exactly what was going to happen and was very upfront about it. It was just so hard to trust him with all the secrets and murder. Michelle tries to find the keys for Howard's truck, but then sees Leslie's car. She runs to it, accidentally setting off the car alarm. Man, she is great at drawing attention to herself. She hides in a barn and something is in the field, rustling the crops. Then coming towards the car. We got our first look at an alien creature here, and it's like an armadillo jaguar thing? I don't know. It's definitely not the smaller parasite-like creatures seen in the original, which I expected and honestly hoped to see. She makes a break for a nearby house, screaming for help. Then the ship crests the house, a huge green light overshadowing her. And death gas. Oh, balls! Better run, girl! Man, Howard really was right about everything. The air might have been safe earlier, but he knew that death gas was on the menu. Michelle gets to Howard's truck and is attacked by the creature in its gross face mouth, sucking on the window. The ship starts to lift her up and is looking to consume her. This is so weird looking. It's definitely a spaceship, but it has an organic component, seen in the tentacles and then in its creepy beak mouth trying to swallow her up. She fashions a Molotov cocktail from a whiskey bottle in the glove box and blows the shit out of the ship creature. Later, space bitch! It's interesting because the whiskey is the same bottle we see Michelle taking at the beginning of the movie. Howard must have taken it when he wrecked into her car, leaving it in his glove box. So in a way, he did save her life, huh? And if she would have just been cool with being his fake daughter, everything would have been just fine. But no, she escapes in Leslie's car, knocking off a mailbox reading 10 Cloverfield Lane. Oh, nice. Nice one, boys. On the radio, we hear that Baton Rouge is a safe zone, but Houston needs help. Michelle finds herself at a literal crossroads and stops, considering. She decides to fight, heading to Houston. As she drives away towards distant city lights, lightning in the sky reveals an even bigger ship. So, like I started off saying, Michelle's main issue was her inability to deal with situations and running away, rather than heading them straight on. Now, when presented with potential safety, she chooses to go right into the fray. This shows that the experience has changed who she is fundamentally, and is now self-confident enough to make the difficult decision to not run away. Okay, probably the biggest thing people would be interested in knowing: does this movie tie in at all to Cloverfield outside of the title? And maybe it's disappointing to hear, but not really. The fact is, the movie originally had nothing to do with Cloverfield. And during production, J.J. Abrams cooked up the idea of renaming the movie to make it more marketable, which worked. So good thinking there, if a bit of a bait and switch. Like, I wondered if at least Lane could be going on at the same time as Cloverfield. You know, different attacks, one in New York and one here, but Michelle is seen with a modern iPhone, or at least way more modern than available in 2008. So that's right out. And again, the creatures at the end don't look anything like the main monster Clovey or the smaller creatures seen in 2008 either. Even if the movie doesn't directly connect with Cloverfield, through one reference, we can sort of explain how Howard knew so much and also start to create a larger Cloverfield universe, which I will call the Cloververse. When Michelle is crawling through the air vents, we quickly see a letter to Howard from Bold Futura, implying Howard used to work for them. This is confirmed in the viral marketing via a website where we see that Howard has been working for them as a telemetry analyst. Bold Futura is a company from the original Cloverfield that creates advanced technology for space exploration, and was the manufacturer for the satellite that was seen at the end of Cloverfield, well, actually the beginning, that fell into the ocean from space and woke up Clovey. And as a telemetry analyst, Howard was responsible for diagnosing transmissions from satellites. It's also possible that if Cloverfield did somehow happen in this universe, that Howard has been monitoring the downed satellite. And this leads to another possibility. We know Cloverfield was the name given to the attack by the government in the first movie. Since we see Howard lives on 10 Cloverfield Lane, he could have been the one that named it. Pretty cool. So it seems to all tie together the idea that through his work, Howard had access to a ton of information regarding the incoming invasion. Phew, sorry I got a little deep there, sorry about that. But still very interesting information, and shows that in some small way the filmmakers are trying to connect the two movies. Alright, that's it for this time, but there will be more Ending Explained videos coming soon. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any. And if you have any suggestions for other endings, let me know down in the comments. Also, I've got a lot of other great content on my channel that you should check out, like my recent review of the excellent B-movie mashup, Night of the Creeps. Click here to watch now. Stay tuned to FoundFlix for all the best in horror entertainment. Thanks for watching.
Wow, I did it. I survived the alien apocalypse. Thanks entirely to my cowardice. Better be careful before I head outside, though.
Looks like everything's A-okay. Way to go, everybody. Nice job. Or maybe it was all just a hoax. Oh, not a hoax. Not a hoax.